Hey everyone, I'm Rather Incoherent, and today we're going into the Altar of Despair. I really enjoy this picture of one guy fighting Ebriatus wrong and the other guy running from Ebriatus. Just like, yeah, no one's supposed to be in front of this guy, this has gone terribly wrong. Hopefully our scenario goes better than that. Anyway, getting into this, we skipped a little bit of the finale last time. There was some setup, we saw it done. We needed to pick a random weakness, get a random weakness. Here's a stack before I'll be shuffling. Before I add these to our decks though, I want to talk about these. I don't think these are remotely symmetrical. You had a pair that are -1, and you have to spend an action to shuffle them back into your deck at the cost of a direct horror or damage. One's -1 head, you can no longer parlay. The other one is -1 foot, and you must take a horror or discard a card from your hand to fight. Both of these are kind of like super devastating on certain characters, and on other characters you don't care at all. Like if you're not doing a parlay check and you're a rogue, this card is blank. And for like a head character that needs to do a parlay, this is one of the most damning things in the game. You can never get rid of them. They're either in your deck or in play, and to take damage and to spend actions just to get rid of the malice if you have to. I don't think these are super harsh, but I don't particularly like them, and I really just like how random the effect is going to be. Now these other two I think are fucking insane and some of the harshest weakness in the game. Wild Curiosity gives you a book. That's great for a weakness. However, every time you investigate, you take a direct horror and you put a resource on it. Once it has 3 resources, it discards. So this gives you 3 direct horror as a cluever, and it does nothing if you're not a cluever. Also, if you investigate without book, it just is salt in the wound on how harsh this is. Very few basic weaknesses just deal 3 horror, and that's what this does. There's no way around it. If your job is to investigate and you get this, you take 3 direct horror. This is insane. That's like signature, like that's what Wendy's weakness does. Her signature weakness does that. Anyway, Rapturous Writhing. This one also goes into play, and at the end of your turn, you remove 1 resource from it. It starts with 3. So this one goes away in 3 turns on its own. That's the easiest one to get rid of. And it gives you a head. And if you're not the fighter, there's no downside at all. But if you are the fighter, then you have to spend an additional action every time you fight, and you put a resource on it when you fight, meaning it never fucking goes away. The fighter can't just not fight for 3 turns. This is a permanent double action to fight on fighters. It's insane. The difference on like what these weaknesses do compared to each other, and then depending on who they go to, this goes from like 50% chance to do literally nothing, 40% chance to be quite bad, and like 10% chance to be deck-breakingly awful. If your main fighter gets this, everyone else suddenly has to flex fight. Because the main fighter just has to stop fighting for 3 turns now. Or he can't do his job, because no one has twice as many actions to fight with spare. That's just not a thing. This is insane. I think these are just, like, pretty much in need of a redesign. I don't like that you're drawing different weaknesses randomly either. I think if you want everyone to get different weaknesses, what you could do, especially since this isn't being printed and people who are printing it are doing it on their own time, so you don't have to worry about cost there, I think you can make a specific different weakness for each class, and then broadly speaking, you would get a weakness associated with you that did something. Whereas like -1 head and cannot parlay is a little bit rough on a mystic, but a rogue doesn't get anything from this. This would be absolutely god-awful on a fighter. Like, this is just needed in a rework. It doesn't matter what class you put this on, it does nothing or breaks the character. Some of these are way, way out of line. And I'm gonna be straight up, if I get Rapturous Writhing, I'm re-rolling it. So here's the Skids weakness. Skids is Moon Scented. He didn't roll 1. What's the other one? Bottomless Curse. That's the other one that does nothing, and on Diana, it does extra nothing. Cool. Now imagine if either of my characters got in Rapturous Writhing, which is so broken, I would have literally refused to acknowledge it and rolled again. That is not okay. Wild Curiosity is barely okay. Rapturous Writhing is comically not okay. Maybe it's supposed to remove the resource token. Maybe it got redesigned and some of the text didn't say the same. And then like fighting gets rid of it faster, but now you have an action tax and it does something and it's meant to be really soft. But what it says now is not really soft. It is actually the harshest weakness, including signatures in the game on a fighter. Anyway, Skids, here is your new weakness, Moon Scented. And Diana, here is Bottomless Curse. Also, in the last scenario, I said I was giving all of these little eye things that you need to eat to exile to get more experience and recognition to Skids. Skids' deck is finished, so I'm giving them to Diana instead. Skids doesn't need experience, he's done. So let's get talk about the deck upgrades now before we get into all the remaining setup. This Diana deck is our main cluever, and she doesn't get enough clues. We've added 2 copies of Divination 1, we've upgraded a Rite of Seeking, we've got an Relic Hunter so we can play Hallowed Mirror or Second Rosary. We got our second copy of I've Had Worst, and we've upgraded our emergency caches for more draw to get through our deck faster, we should be a lot better at finding clues with these 2 copies of Divination. And I've accepted that, like, we're getting more experience than God. I don't need to even think hard about optimizing rabbit hole stuff or optimizing arcane research. The deck will be finished. Coming over to Skids, I upgraded my emergency cache here as well. Am I not on the taboo list here? What's going on? Why is the Streetwise only cost 3 experience? Oh, it's just showing wrong down there. It showed correctly up here. Okay. I got upgraded permanent Streetwise. I upgraded my Lucky, I upgraded my Well Connected, I upgraded my emergency cache. I didn't cut anything, I just upgraded cards, and I don't know what you cut from the deck. Like, the weakest cards are Easy Mark, Faustian Bargain. I can cut the Knuckle Duster and be a greedy idiot if I really want to go for it. The deck's done. Like, I'm not even sure what exceptionals you would put in the deck. So yeah, Skids is looking great. Let's get into the game and see what the scenario is looking like. Now, as we come to Inhabitants of the Dream, we're going to go to Interlude 1. We did not italicize the flavor text here. And there aren't instructions. I'm guessing this is just flavor text entirely, and then you go to the quest deck. And the way the quest deck works is essentially there are a bunch of permanents. You can choose to add any number to your deck. So, coming over to the quest deck, you can have any number of these. Most of them don't require the ally to be in play. Jura needs to be in play to do his, and Ashina needs to be in play to do his. But the other 4, Eileen just needs you to kill hunters twice. Indulgences needs you to kill 10 guys, period. The Extraordinary Gentleman needs you to kill 5 victory enemies. And this one needs you to, what is it again? Succeed on head test treachery 6 times. These other 2 are much harder. This one's just like clear locations, but Jura needs to be in play, so it happens eventually, but Jura being in play is a requirement that's much harsher than these other ones where you can like complete them while doing other stuff for the rewards. And there is a rewards deck. This is both the cards you get from completing the quest and the second half of the quest. The second half of the quest will always be like, you flip this guy over, and it tells you to go find the Nightmare of Annalise. And then you kill the Nightmare of Annalise, you flip her over, it gives you the reward, stuff like that. So, these are optional, and you might ask, like, what are you getting for doing them? So let's get out all of the rewards. It's these 6. The Small Resonant Bell gives me +1 sanity and +1 health in a hand slot. Not really super concerned with that. Again, I could just put this on a Mystic, but I already have 4 hand slots filled in Diana, and I don't really think +1 health is what Diana's in need of. Or +1 brain. The health honestly matters more. The Blades of Mercy feel a little bit wrong to me. Fighting with foot instead of fist, 100% correct. Just right. However, this attack does +1 damage, you get +1 to this attack. It's pretty low numbers for one of the strongest weapons in the game and the conclusion to a quest and a story asset. Like, you gave me the Hunter Cleaver at the start of this. This is just Hunter Cleaver that swings with foot instead of fist. This seems like it should be better than that. And then if you succeed by 2 or more and the enemy wasn't defeated, you may exhaust her blades, disengage from all enemies at your location, and move to an active location with no enemies. I don't want my weapon to make me better at running away. I don't even understand the purpose of this. It doesn't even exhaust the guy either. So it's not like it's solving the problem for your team, it's just letting you run away. If they have Hunter, they're gonna run right after you, so you have to use another action. This feels very underwhelming. I'm not concerned with putting this in a deck, and I won't be buying it. Confederate Oath is a really, really cool card. If Skids were allowed to have 3 copies of a card in his deck, I would pick this up. You play it on other people, and then if they're at your location, they can use it to give you +1 to a test you're taking. Which is neat, but like, Diana doesn't have that kind of draw, and Skids can't run 3 of them. Don't really know if I want to run 1 of them. We're usually not at the same location either with double flex, so don't really care about it. Dr. Yosef's Clarified Blood. As a lightning bolt, you choose an investigator at your location. You test 3 head. If you succeed, then you can apply the amount they succeeded by to the next test they perform, which is neat. It does essentially mean that as a lightning bolt, Diana can test 8 head to 3, and then add 5 to her next test. So Dr. Yosef's quest is probably worth doing. That's pretty sick. Dr. Yosef also has the most interesting quest, where with most of these, the quests have like a clear good ending and bad ending. Like, you flip this over, one ending you get the reward, the other ending you exile the guy. It's pretty obvious which one's good and which one's bad. But with Yosef's Blood Vials, you can take 3 damage to remove the top 3 treachery cards from the game, and you remember one thing. Or you can heal 5 damage and draw the top 3 of the encounter deck, and remember that she did a different thing. And those are very interesting. And then when you resolve it, instead of one being the bad choice that was easy, you record something for both of them. And then no matter what, you get the Clarified Blood. It's just really, really cool. And as a consequence, since this is like one of the better items, and I want to know what that does, I am going to be taking the Blood Quest. I'm really interested in that one. And there are 2 more left. We have the Pungent Compound. This puts a resource on a non-elite enemy as a lightning bolt, slotless asset, and then when that enemy's at your location, I'm not sure what the reaction timing for if an enemy with a resource token is at your location. That should be a lightning bolt, that's what it is. It's not a reaction, that should be a lightning bolt. And then you automatically exhaust that enemy and move it to a connecting location. I think you can just phrase that as exhaust that enemy. I don't think you need the word exhaust. Automatically evade is a thing, but you can just say exhaust instead. And I just don't really know that like moving enemies around a little bit is something I care about. It's neat, just free evading enemies is cool, but I don't really care. This is better magnifying glass. Like, not much better magnifying glass, but it is better magnifying glass, but my team doesn't care about that. So, Blood Vials is really all I care about, which means I'm going to be going for X Luna Scientia, and we're going to be putting this card over here on Diana. We're also just going to take the Blood Vials now. In addition, what's the thing? Oh, it's just the front of this, and then this is the reward. I'm going to take these two and set them to the side next to this stuff. I'm going to leave this in my threat area so I don't forget it, because like every time I take a test, this matters. Delete that second Diana that you might have just seen there. I rebuilt Diana's deck. I realized I needed to get Divination after I started this area. Well, started the video, rather. And the rest of this, well, we're not taking the rest of this. I've got my own hunters. I'll use my stack for them. We're going to get 2 hunters like we always do. Flip this over, shuffle, bring 2 out, flip them back. I guess we know whoever that guy is isn't in the deck. Not much information to work with. Don't really care. I'll be sure to remember, I'm going to put this under the doom so that I can't forget them. Now, we're not doing any of the other quests. That just never seemed worth it to me, and they don't really record things other than the one that I'm doing. And now we get into Scenario 5, the Altar of Despair, proceed to 1. We didn't injure her, proceed to 3. She was among the survivors, proceed to 4. Record, Ariana Kuttner has fallen ill. Proceed to 5, proceed to setup. Now we gather cards in following sets, and I believe there should be setup bags for this a little bit. We have 4 encounter deck setup. Let's see what our options are. Act 1, encounter deck, 9 or less recognition. 10 or more recognition, 8 or less, 9 or more. 1 Act 2 additions, 9 or more recognition. Okay, so there should be 2 Act 2 additions. This is one that we're not going to be using. We can look at this later. Apparently I forgot to look at stuff in the last scenario to see how it differed. I'm going to do that in a second and quickly summarize my opinions. And here's another one we won't be using today. So these are the Act 2 additions we'll be getting in a little while. And this is the Act 1 encounter deck for 10 or more recognition. So 23 card encounter deck, that's pretty slim. These guys go in. We also randomly select Act decks, so I'm going to get 1 out. And I'm going to keep these set aside to look at a later point to see what they do. I'm sorry, that's 9 acts? I'm going to reset it to make sure that's correct. That feels real weird, if you say so. Now, you always gather these sets. You set these sets out of play every time for Act 2, I guess. Then based on recognition level, at 9 or higher, we put this set out of play with that set. 10 or higher, we shuffle this set into the encounter deck. We get Hunters of Yharnam, already did that one. We defended Odin Chapel, so we start with the Sanctuary Remains location in play, and that's where we start. This is a double-sided location. If you had failed, you would have this instead, which is terrifying. It gives surge to enemies that come in. Instead, it's that's a really strong effect for like a Seeker. For a Diana, for a Mystic, it does nothing. Theoretically, maybe it's not actually helpful, I don't know. We'll find out soon. Then we put into play those locations, we set some more locations aside out of play, we gather 4 Portrait story assets included with the Altar of Despair encounter set, remove 1 copy of Portrait of the Governess, Headmaster, First Vicar, and Holy Blade from the game, set the remaining 4 cards aside, Portrait side, face up, I guess they're in the chest right now. Don't look at their backs, get the red, yellow, and green keys on the side, face down, grab the blue key and set it aside, face up. Get these guys set on the side out of play, get this stuff set on the side out of play, construct the act and agenda deck. So when constructing the act deck, randomly select one of the 4 different versions of Act 2 and remove each other version of Act 2 from the game. You're now ready to begin. I feel like maybe all of these had all 4 Act 2s in them, right? Like that's my initial impression. Oh, wow. Wait a second. Is this actually 9 acts? Act 5 is not a good look. Act 5C, yeah. Act 4A. Act 3G, this is some Threads of Fate shit. Gonna just like go through this ahead of time. We're still on C, which means we have a 3A2. Okay, now we need to see what happens when we progress through Act 2. Okay, so the 4 versions give you different cards leading to different Act 3s. That means that these 3 don't exist for us. Because we're doing First Vicar. I feel like that should just not be in the bag then. Right? Like if we're gonna have the bags for us, then don't include all the stuff you don't need. And then here, and then we check again to see if there are supposed to be 2 acts here. How's this work? Proceed to Act 5A and Act 5C, they're both in play. Okay, so this part is correct. There are 2 Act 5s. But the 9-act deck was very obviously not actually real, and I have to check that because I'm playtesting. Alright, let's check our giant pile of set-aside stuff. 0 Act 2 assets. Is this from the previous set? It must be, it's empty. We've got 3 face-down keys. We have 1 face-up key. We have Act 2 locations. I'm guessing this is Act 3. No, it's just a location. It's the audience chamber. We've got the surgery altar. Some of these are their own thing, some aren't. We got a doctor. We got Ebrietas. We've got the altar of despair, which is interestingly an asset. Seems kind of big for an asset. Seems like that's basically carrying a whole ass altar with you. Found the last third of an umbilical cord. Got some more portrait assets. Okay, big mess of stuff. I'm thinking that these all probably come in separately, like all the different locations. I feel reasonably confident that Ebrietas and the Altar of Despair will be coming in last. I feel pretty confident in saying that. No more set-aside stuff. 1 Act 2 additions. Put this over here with all the set-aside stuff. Okay, I forgot to look at this in the previous scenario. There was a change in encounter sets, and I didn't look at the alternative. Let me give a quick once-over to this. I think our version literally just had more stuff in it, because I don't see anything new in that. That was quick. Done. Alright, I think it is time to go. I think we're ready to start doing our mulligans. I'm just going to leave those there until they're relevant. So let's see our opening hands. Get out. Get out. You can stay. Cool. Those 2 cards are good. It's so weird to hold manual decks and feel great about it. But like, it's just good in this deck. We definitely don't need the second Cyclopean Hammery. Holy Cyclopean Hammery. You know, Holy Rosary was on the brain. Everything else can get out. Let's go ahead. I'll draw my 4 cards first. And then get Dark Insight, so I don't have to shuffle. This goes in hand. Is this hand even good? Well, the backpacks are upgraded. Unfortunately, we've hit all the targets of the backpack already, huh? Well, it happens. Anyways, what are we doing? We're gambling on Skids. Watch this manual deck's never been punished in my life. Bet 5. 3, 4, 7 to 3. Easiest game of my life. What does that do? Should read tokens before I commit to this, huh? I guess it's turn 1. I was like, if it's a mistake, I'll just mulligan, it's fine. Which is a very, like, toxic mindset. Okay. Yeah, we pass. We draw 2 cards, we gain 10 resources. Our turn hasn't started yet, by the way. Over here on Diana, I'm gonna play Backpack and search the top 12. Probably spend the resource first, just so I don't forget. Please stop trying to deal cards. Alright, do we have emergency caches? We have the other backpack and an emergency cache and a bandolier that I don't want, so I'll thin out my deck. Cool. I play, not backpack, not bandolier, emergency cache, level 2 by the way, draw 3 cards, or gain 3 resources, draw a card. And then I play the other backpack, discarding what was left in it, and searching the top 12 again. Just thinning out all the garbage that I don't want from my deck. Cool, I've got this under the backpack and my body slot is just done now. Are these items? Oh shit, they are. I'm gonna eat that. I now have the umbilical cord and eventually my signature. I might just be dumping that though. That's it for us. Oh, I didn't take Skids' turn. Sorry, Skids, I just thought gambling was all you did this round. That feels like how a green character would be, right? Like I spend 3 actions and gain 5 resources, but no, I haven't even started yet. I'm gonna draw a card. I play Gios. And that's it for me. My head is now 1 lower and I can no longer parlay. I think I'll find a way to manage them. You know what I didn't do? I didn't read like anything that we're supposed to be doing. We've got a 5 Doom agenda. We're at a 4 clue threshold and we need to be at the Grand Cathedral of Yarnum to spend the clues. Is that the other side? It's not quite the other side, but like we need to walk around the courtyard. Oh, if we stay here, we get stuck by this. We have to move up to spend the clues. Fair enough. Not really a big deal. Was there any text here I cared about? No, we've already been over that. Cool. Evil cards. Dreadful Effigy is making its triumphant return. Does this work on other people at my location? Yeah, like, honestly, I hate that. I don't want to deal with that right now. I'm just going to immediately reshuffle that. Get something else, Skids. We don't want that one. Right, we have an Eldritch Spectator. Hey there, Amygdala. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a lesser amygdala and spawn it at your location. So there are no lesser amygdalas, then move the lesser amygdala and play that is furthest from all investigators to your location. All right, cool, I can dig it. Let's see what a lesser amygdala is. And now I get to search the deck and see what I've added. I've got the Yahargul Hunter. They'll give us the Mensis Cage. In the Healing Church Doctor, they probably give us the Sword. We have a Church Behemoth for victory. Lesser amygdalas, not worth victory, also literally unkillable. I'm not sure Aloof and Infinite Health is right. Like, I know we couldn't kill most of them, but we do get to fight a couple in Chalice Dungeons and the one boss, and it's like, they're very killable. Most of them just hang out away from you. I can accept this. I was hoping I could kill it. It's penguins though, isn't it? It's gonna be penguins. Infinite Health, Aloof, 3/3, Investigators cannot attack or deal. Why does it even have health then? Action, reduce the level of recognition in your campaign log by 1, shuffle it into the encounter. It doesn't even die? I feel like that should discard it. Honestly, because you're refusing to accept reality outright, I feel like that should just remove it from the scenario outright. Like, just full on remove from game. Anyway, if it's ready and you draw an insight token or investigate its location, it attacks you for 1/1. But it doesn't hunt. This doesn't hunt. This is just here now. Like, what do you do about that? Is it come back to Odin Chapel and investigate from across the map? Because that's not an option anymore. Anyway, over here in Diana, we've got our good buddy, the Church Behemoth. He's still a big dumb idiot, but we're not quite ready to fight him just yet. We gotta have to trip him on Skids real quick. I'm gonna be honest, I had like this whole thing planned out with like trench coat and betting, and then you dodge him on Skids. I'm playing Diana. I just play Cyclopean Hammer, and the idiot thinks he can slap me about it, but I dodge him, and he only makes me stronger. Thanks for that. Got another dodge for the enemy face. I'm currently swinging at a grand total of 5-3, which is honestly just like enough to be worth my time. That's 2 damage. That's 5 damage. We almost managed to kill him. I don't want this back. They can stay. Over here on Skids, since I no longer need to help, since it's just handle, Diana's doing it, I guess. It gets mad if I investigate, or if I would draw an insight token. Well, it just hits me, I guess. All right, I'll go next on Skids. I don't want to use my ability anymore. I'm gonna move. As an additional cost to exit the Cathedral Ward, 3 Shroud 4 clues, by the way, you must spend 1 additional action or search the encounter deck and discard pile for a humanoid enemy and spawn it at this location. After defeating such an enemy, really any non-elite, non-weakness enemy, remove them from the game. Group them once per game. Neat, cool. Not really sure who I'm scared enough of to worry about doing that too, but cool. Wait. Oh yeah, you'd actually leave. I was thinking you could get stuck drawing enemies forever, but no, you leave and you get the enemy. I'm not gonna do anything fancy with my gambling this turn. I'm just up 2. Barely, but I make my 1 money back. And then we what? Probably Faustian bargain well connected. That seems pretty sensible. Gain 3 resources, add 2 curses. That'll be the turn. Upkeep. Mom's in trouble. Over here, he tries to slap. Slapping is not allowed. I play dodge. I draw a card because I'm Danielle. I'm not Daniela, I'm Diana, and also Bottomless Curse. Not that I needed my foot on this character, but still kind of sad about it. Skids can't leave with you here. Man, this has just been a shit show, right? Okay, we don't get the well connected out. In first action, we trip 5-2. And I guess we don't play the dodge. Yeah, he's evaded, then he readies. This dodge is still in hand. This is still on top of my deck. Cool. Upkeep phase, draw it. Just a mess of misplays there. Sorry about that. 1 of 5 doom. Things are like sort of happening. Stop it. I don't want them. I don't want them. The amygdalas are out and about, and like honestly, it's appropriate that I'm dreading the amygdalas. In the game, I felt like I was supposed to be way more creeped out and upset about them than I was. This honestly feels like it's a better execution of the thematics of it than the game had. In the game, it was like, haha, there's spider monsters on the roof with human hands. And it's like, man, I don't like it, but it's not really a problem. This is really a problem. I don't like this at all. Anyway, over here on Diana, hey, we've got like the lowest foot in the world. It's fine. We don't need that stat. We don't need that stat. Okay, on Diana, I'm honestly just gonna play a card in front of the guy. Honestly, I gain a resource, so he'll slap me so I can play dodge, which costs a resource, gives me a resource, draws a card. We're back to where we were a second ago. Now I swing at 6-3. Yeah, he's just a big dumb idiot. Surprisingly easy to hit. -2 2. He is not going in the discard pile. He has a victory. Welcome aboard, buddy. I'm just gonna move. I don't want to be near this amygdala. I want to be like literally anywhere else. The cathedral steps are 2 shroud, 2 clues. As a cost to exit this location, either spend an action or discard at least 1 foot symbol. Who do you think I am? If it weren't for divination, there'd only be 1 symbol in my hand, and divination is just confused because it's a seeker card. Now, over here, once again, I kind of don't want to draw tokens in front of this guy. Oh, and the last scenario, and I think the scenario before that, I just forgot about hospital debts. I also ended those scenarios with like 30 experience and just kept forgetting to put stuff on hospital debts. It's basically not even a weakness. We have so much money, it's just not a problem. I honestly just kept fucking forgetting about it. I legitimately just don't even view it as even a slight problem. There's too much going on. I'm like, how does this card work? Why is it so scary? And that's what my brain is doing. I'm gonna move. I can't get these clues. Hopefully there are clues over here. Good, the Grand Cathedral of Yharnam. The first treachery here gets searched. Dude, I don't know if I want to be here either. This place also sucks. Is there a lightning bolt after my turn ends before upkeep? Yes, enemy phase. I can gamble in the enemy phase. We're still able to do that. Oh, this is down only? This connects to the people below it. It does not connect up here. Okay, so I can't actually get to the Grand Cathedral Sanctuary. That is locked off at the minutes. I'm gonna come hang out with Diana and investigate up 2. Because I'm not useful anywhere. I'm not useful there and I'm not useful anywhere else. Enemy phase, I use this lightning bolt to gamble. Up 1, or up 2 rather. Yeah, that's the basic 3-to-1 that you do if you just want to be Ginny because there's nothing else worth your time. Hey, Soul Cleaver. Promise of Power is nice. 2 of 5 Doom, 3 agendas. We might be okay. Hey, I don't have my weapons yet, buddy. 3, 3, 5. That looks like a number that dies in 1 hit to Cyclopean Hammer now, doesn't it? Oh, let's go see what the Mensis Cage does. I forgot to look at their spoils. The Mensis Cage gives you plus knowledge and a minus intellect, which makes sense. Uses 3 charges. I looked around to see if there was a hat slot somewhere. That's not a thing in this game. Reaction, when you would take any amount of horror, exhaust this in test book 4, succeed, spend 1 charge, and cancel up to X of that where X is the amount. Holy shit. That's kind of a lot of horror soak for a slotless plus book item. It does cost a lot of money, admittedly. That seems very good. Not on our team. We don't give a shit about that. But on like someone else, that could theoretically be very, very good. Right, anyway, there is a second Mythos card coming. This one does, it robs us. That's what this one does. Do I have anything to like cancel? Nah, I got 3 in the basement. That's honestly like a solid number. I just haven't drawn anything that increases head. As long as you pretend like these cards don't exist, I haven't drawn anything that increases head. I play Holy Rosary. I engage and I swing the Cyclopean Hammer at 5, 8 to 3. Don't feel me now. -3. 5 to 3. He's not dead. It wasn't supposed to go like this. What was your text? It matters now. I don't have any allies. And he kills allies first, which is a little bit spooky. Not gonna lie. And the squid also drags you to the nearest cathedral location, whether you pass or not, which is the sort of thing I expect out of hard mode and not necessarily out of standard. So I don't necessarily mind it. This is not automatically a bad thing. This is not the location I wanted to be at, though. And now Skids can't help. What's he hit for? 1-1. Dan, yellow doesn't really soak damage right now. This is the first... By each? Everyone gets that? That's insane. This should really be the first treachery drawn during the Mythos phase at this location gains Surge. Even with like a limit once per round at the end to make sure it's not misconstrued as this, because this is crazy. This is so strong. Anyway, I've been drug here against my will as my last action, and the guy's still alive, so my Mythos card has Surge. I'm about to get hit for damage I can't soak. I play Well Connected for 2. Before my turn starts, I gamble. I bet 1 up 2. Damn it. Okay. That's the best result you can possibly get. I play Well Connected when my turn starts. I move, and I swing with Well Connected at +3, 7 to 3. Just my bare hands. It's 7 to 3 because of Gias. Cool, we got him. We managed to protect Diana from this guy. Anyway, about all the cards we draw getting Surge. It does specify Treachery, so theoretically we could both draw enemies and not have anything get Surge. Cool, that surges, and then immediately discards the top card of my deck. Bye, Nimble. And then we get this, and it surges into that. There's no test over here, I just have these now. Test foot or fist 3. And if I fail, I choose a non-weakness ally asset in my deck and remove all copies of it from the game. I mean, like, we're not able to do that one. I don't have anything to cancel that. I test fist. All right, I failed. I didn't declare who it was. It was the one I don't care about, the one I have less copies of. Where is she? Did I forget to put her in? I forgot to put this person in my deck, which probably means I forgot to put one in Skids' deck too, huh? Yeah. So Dr. Cecily should have been in that deck. Eileen should be in Skids' deck. Yosef is out of the game. They're removed by that effect. Not they were in my deck originally, apparently. Oh, I had Ashen Affliction, discard 2 cards. Yeah, I don't see why I would ever need Deny Existence. That doesn't seem like an important card in Diana at all. Anyway, test foot or head 4. If you fail, take 1 damage each time you investigate. I just want to play the game, man. Come on. 5 to 4. Throw a guts at it. Up 3. We're good. Draw a card. Get out. And I'm making progress on this quest. I don't know why I put a horror here. We're using horror now. Anyway, I need 6 tokens on this. And she doesn't need to bleed and play for this to do anything. Okay, we're making progress. We got through that god-awful round. Skids can't dodge anymore, which does suck. Alright, what I think we do is we play Divination for 3. And then as our second action, we investigate at +1 head, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3. Cool. Those all suck and need to stay there, though. But I will spend 2 charges to get 2 clues. And then we spend these 2 clues, and I thought I had 2 clues because I saw this up here. I don't. It's these cards. Those aren't clues. Yeah, okay, the plan doesn't really work then. Oh, I forgot to do this thing. That definitely messes up something somewhere. I just pay 4 resources on Skids, though. Hope it doesn't affect too many things retroactively. Anyway, that means this is discarded. I'm just getting Surge here. I'm getting the other clues too. That's -0. Divination's empty, but we get the clues. And now we spend all 4, and we do have to deal with Surge, unfortunately. Just don't do something bad when I advance the act, please. Okay, all the previous locations are just gone then. We're in this location. All of this is going away. Which should mean the amygdalas get discarded and come back. Well, not come back, but they go into the discard pile. And we'll search them out shortly. Steps of Penance, Bridge of Saints, Lumenflower Gardens, and Blood Healing. 4 Act 2 locations. Let's remove this, or reveal this rather. Foreshroud, no clues. Locations in the same horizontal row as Grand Cathedral. There's going to be a demonstration of this. Location placement for Act 2. I can't read this. Like, I actually just can't tell what that says. Is there instructions? According to the setup instructions of the campaign guide, I can't read the campaign guide. It's blurry as shit. Like, what is... if I zoom in, it's just pixelated. I can kind of make out there's a, like, moon at the top, maybe? What, was it a plus or a moon? Where's the plus? Right, it's either this one or that one. None of those look like it. What's the art? Okay, it's that graveyard. Which one of those looks like that graveyard? Grand Cathedral Sanctuary. 3 words. Grand Cathedral Sanctuary. The icon in the book does not look even remotely like a plus. It doesn't even have the same number of icons on it. Okay, this is a big playtest note. You need to update that icon. That diagram is all I have to go off of, and it's literally not accurate. I imagine you know this, and the moment you got to playtesting, anyone gave you this feedback. That is incorrect. That needs to be updated. The next one is, I believe, Steps of Penance, and then the something something. Hopefully, these will be in the order they are in the book, and it's just like bam, 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 right? Steps of Penance, the something something, the Bridge of Saints, the Lumenflower Gardens, the Blood Healing Laboratory. The Lumenflower Gardens, the Blood Healing Blood Healing Laboratory. I think a "the" was added. No, there is no "the." Okay, we're good. This is the way it works. Cool. I'll drop these down. And the icon should enforce this. Connects to green, connects to green, connects to squiggle, connects to T. You have more connections. Your hourglass, though, when you come down here, you connect to a comma that we don't know about, and this connects to an orange heart we don't know about, but the rest of this all works perfectly. Okay. Crisis averted. We've managed to get through it. Remove the Welcome to Yharnam encounter set from the encounter deck. I've made this complaint before. At least I've done it in my notes. I don't know if I've done it on video. When you give it any instructions involving an encounter set, you need a picture of it, because now I've got to go over here. Welcome to Yharnam is the first set. It's the triangle. No, this is Radiance. The second set. It's just a weird encounter break. Welcome to Yharnam is the cathedrals. Dreadful Effigy is one of them. Yharnam Hospitality. I think it might just be those cards and those cards alone. Oh, there's only one copy of Dreadful Effigy. Shame we drew it then. Okay, that's all that gets removed. Just these 3 cards. We shuffle in Agents of Ebrietas, Altar of Despair, and Celestial encounter sets, which I believe is just a big old bag of 30 new cards. Does the discard pile go in? Tell me it doesn't. If we were instructed to set aside the Lumen Fowler and Eldritch Eye encounter sets during scenario setup, shuffle those into the deck as well. Yes, we already have the bag that would include that stuff. We're good. Each investigator loses all their clues, not that we had any. Transfer all Doom from Agenda 1A to Agenda 2A, and remove Agenda 1A from the game. Do not resolve the effects of Agenda 1B. What would have happened on Agenda 1A? Alright, so this goes off anyway. In official scenarios, when there's something like this, it'll usually be on the front of the agenda. There's like forced, do not remove Doom when this agenda advances. I would make sure to include that text here. And we're good. 10 Doom threshold, actually a 12 Doom threshold. Binding in front the elusive scholar, you'll be instructed when to advance. Where are you, Mikalash, you bitch? That was the end of this turn, got us off of that awful location, so that's great, that's good. So there's nothing on the same horizontal row as this. I don't know what that means yet. It's a good thing there's a diagram, because you could put all of this in a row and it's been very confused, right? You could put them like in a straight line across the middle, just as easy as you could through the middle going vertically. Anyway, if the green key's attached to this, resign. With the door unlocked, you abandon your search. Or place one of your clues here, remove a treachery attached to an investigator at this location, or any cathedral location. That's cool. I like that a lot. A lot more than like Ash and Affliction at the very least. Now, I don't have anything good over here for Well Connected, or for gambling rather. I'm just gonna not go up 3. I'm gonna bet 3. I'm gonna bet 2. And I'm gonna use Well Connected on the bet. And I'm at 5-3, or 5-2. I really wanted to be higher than that. That number's trash. It's not even worth Well Connecting. We're gonna stay at 12 and figure out a different play. I'm gonna draw a card. I'm gonna gamble after my turn. I play Easy Mark as my second action. I play Hot Streak. I gain 7 resources. Now I can gamble. Enemy phase, there are no enemies, but during the lightning bolt window, Well Connected on a gamble test. I bet 3. This is upgraded Well Connected, so I get +4. I beat the whole bag. Every fucking time. How does it work like this? I hate it. I hate it so much. Anyway, we got 12 recognition out of the deal, I guess. It's fine. What do? We still made a lot of money. It's fine. Upkeep phase. Second hammer is not really good. Savant's nice. 4 of 12 Doom. Evil cards. That looks big. Oh, it's not. It's just a close-up. We're good. Okay, so this is Swarming 1, and I think I really like this card. By the way, mill 4 cards because 2 cards is entered by threat area. Very fun. Anyway, as an additional cost to fight this guy, you take a horror, but instead of fighting him, you can test book 3 to remove an insight token from the bag and put it in the chaos display. Shuffle this card back in the encounter deck and any swarms under it to its bearer's deck. I think I really like this guy. I would point out that as written, this test triggers an opportunity attack, and I'm not sure that's the intention. But we can work around that. The victory 1, victory 2, slightly offset does really throw me off. Let me read this. 2-3-2. Revelation. If there are any copies of Living Failures in the victory display, spawn them. Oh no. Force. If there are 3 copies of Living Failure in the victory display, remove 2 copies of Living Failures in the victory display from the game. The remaining copy gains victory 1, victory 0. I see. It makes sense. It's a really cool way to make the boss into a thing. We're fine. It's like the snakes in Forgotten Age Return to, right? You just kill them. It's fine. You can kill a lot of snakes. Yeah, see, he's fucking dead. He's gone. I'm not putting him in the victory display. He's going right there. It's closer. Next action, I play... Am I supposed to bait him to hit me? Wait. Let's imagine I did this in a better order. I forgot I had 3 actions. I thought my turn was locked. I gain a resource while he's engaged with me, and I play this to trigger and cancel the damage, go in my basement, gain a resource, draw a card, then I kill him, and then last action I engage the little dudes. Now, as Skids, I'm not gonna mess this up. I Well Connected, and I test book at 1,000,000. Cool. And that means that I take an insight, put it in the display. This shuffles back into my deck. And I think this guy goes back into the deck as well. Yes. Cool. I really like that guy. I like him a lot. I do think that actually taking the attack of opportunity is probably a good part of the design. I like that if you're like, I'm going to study the little monsters. They bite the shit out of you. It's not a good plan. Like a lot of things that happened in Yharnam weren't good plans, and just studying the monsters isn't one either. You know what I really should have considered doing? Playing Cigarette Case before doing that. Anyway, I play Cigarette Case, and I play Soul Cleaver, and I go down to 13 resources. And end of turn, I commit Savant, and I bet 3. Savant puts me up 4. Up 5, do it to me. Hey, it didn't happen. I thought they were glued together, but it finally didn't happen. I'm sure it's not happened a lot of times, but man, does it feel like it happens disproportionately often. Oh, and I make my 3 back, and I get 3 more. Insight can distract me pretty easily. We're both done. Upkeep, looking forward to milling the rest of my deck. Also, that's an upgraded Lucky, nice. 5 of 12 Doom, evil cards. Is this staying in my threat area? Actually, it's not staying in my threat area. It's attaching to a thing I control, so I'm safe. I don't mill anything. If you cannot lose a resource, but that's not happening, the asset attached to Savior the Starlight gains the Kin trait, and you get -1 to all tests on that asset. Why does it matter if my Soul Cleaver is related to the stars? Also, that's wonderfully uncomfortable art. I guess I attach this to Gios? It seems like the least valuable asset if I need to get rid of one. I'm just not sure why I would need to do that. I'm guessing I'm going to find out real soon. Anyway, over here. Oh, wonderful. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to go first on Skids. I'm just going to do the book test immediately. 5 plus 4, 9 to 3. 8 to 3, search the top 5. This is her card, right? Yeah. I thought I did it wrong for a second. I don't know why I had that in my head. If we can just keep drawing this guy, it's great. These guys go back in. Oh, we're gonna get... Is Insight ever gonna kill me? Am I gonna deeply regret these decisions at some point? Because I'm really good at dealing with that guy. Search the top 5. That's what I was looking at. Oh, hey, Black Fan. I forgot about you. Yeah, we should get that out. I'm gonna play the Black Fan, obviously. I'm gonna play High Roller. Enemy phase. Oh, we're not there yet. Over here on Diana, like, we should actually play the game, I guess. Am I overdrawn? I am not. I play Rite of Seeking for all my money. What's in here? A knife? I thought you'd be an event. I have to go through the trouble of eating you. Alright, fair enough. I move up. And this location is... Did it have text on the other side? They all have the same text, funnily enough. I feel like this should have happened earlier in the campaign and not necessarily here. Anyway, there were no clues beneath it. 3 Shroud, unless clues failed to spawn. No, we're good. 3 Shroud, 4 clues, same horizontal row, gain the 2nd floor trait. After you enter, take 1 damage to move to a connecting location. Don't I just, like, need clues? No, I don't actually need clues. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of soak in play right now. I'm just gonna test Ash and Affliction at 6 to 3 and get this out instead. Sorry about that, my fault, not yours. Anyway, we're done. Enemy phase, let's gamble. We've got High Roller, we bet 3, we bet 2. That puts us at 5 to 2. If we fail, let's just go 5 to 3 up 2. And if we fail, we've got this lucky 3 to make up for it. We're fucked. We're so fucked. Okay, I think I'm playing lucky then. If you fail, you get the Kin trait until the end of the round. This is gonna do some weird shit later on. Anyway, this is a net of -3. I was up 2, so lucky does pass. Additionally, an Insight comes out of the bag, and we remove a curse. I draw a card from Lucky, I gain 3 back from High Roller, I gain 3 from the bet, I get 3 from winning. Cool, now we're done. Upkeep. Eileen's cool to see. Stand Together is a great card. 6 of 12 Doom. Evil cards. A Polite Exchange. Can I ward that? I ward that so that nothing goes in this threat area. I don't put that there, I put that over here. I use and gain a resource, then I draw a card. And then over here, I get the Other Living Failures. Welcome back, buddy. Still relatively easy to deal with. Definitely a little bit harder this time, but still not really a problem. Swing, swing, swing. Don't auto-fail me. This one's dead. The next one takes 2 swings. Half dead. All the way dead. Cool. They'll be back again soon. Now, over here on Skids, we're definitely going to want to move up at some point. You want to gamble before the turn. Well connected. Do I spend my resources initially? Yes. I spend the full 3. I use quick thinking well connected. That puts me +4, 7 to 3. No. Hey! I get an immediate action. I make my 3 back. I get 3 more. I think that black fan action comes down now. I think we're good. Insight comes out. I'm going to move up with one of these actions for sure. I just want to get closer to Diana, stick together. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Actually, I'm going to play Lonnie before I draw the second card. And then I draw my second card. And that deals me a horror, which I throw on her. I need to put this trench coat in play. I'm being so stupidly greedy, but I'm going to do it. And this big pile of permanents, one of them is an upgraded Streetwise. And I'm going to use that to spend 2 resources and Lucky Cigarette Case on an investigate check. Well, the Lucky Cigarette Case comes later. Anyway, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. It's not limited once, right? I'm going to search my whole deck by spending it again, 8, 9, 10 to 3. I do need to roll, though. -2, I get to search 5. Hard Knocks is specifically what I'm looking for. It makes me a lot better at my job. And I can get the money back with Hot Streak later. Cool. That's it for me. I just wanted to make sure that the cards I need aren't getting perpetually milled over here. Faustian Bargain. Oh, stop that, Diana. Alright, you've got something with a kin trait. Let me tell you, this divination, not really important. Brainsucker, however. 3, 2, 2 hits for 2 horror, checks out. Hunter. If the horror dealt by Brainsucker is placed on Investigator card, return each token in the Insight display to the Chaos bag. I love that. It's not even really a penalty, because I'm not even convinced recognition is a good thing. But I really like that it feels like a penalty, just like the game. I'm always upset to lose Insight and not really aware if it actually matters in any meaningful way. Anyway, top of the round, 7 to 12 Doom, evil cards. That's not what we were doing just now. Oh, I milled 2 cards. Oh, thank you. I don't like losing manual decks, but losing the Mob Enforcer is great. I have got no idea what this says. There's so much text. Apocryphal Understanding, Peril Surge, Decide, get Insight, take 2 Horror, and gain a level of recognition. I think that last line's wholly unnecessary. Like, that's just the effect of having 3 in the display. There's... Like, with Ancient Evils, it's to specify to new players, I feel like is why they had it, and it was a different effect than normally placing Doom would be. But with this, I feel like that's an unnecessary amount of specification. Or alternatively, just remove all the Insight from the display. Oh, there's 2 in there's 2 out already, though. I don't care. I'm putting them back. I just don't care at all. I'm not taking that horror. I haven't found Xavier's yet. I feel like I've been had. What an awful catch-22. It's testing 3. I'm up 7 to 3. Like, how hard is that to pass? I was gonna say I feel like Celestial Emissary should have victory, and then like I thought on it for a second. I was like, nah, this is okay. He shouldn't have victory. He really doesn't deserve the title of boss enemy. Anyway, location with most Ken cards. He's already there. He's got 2 health. Yeah, I don't need to help with that. Over here, this guy's got nothing. He would be in-game resistant to blunt, but not here. I'm just gonna slap him, right? Oh, I passed a head test there, put that to 2. I mean, I slap him. -3 is not the -1,000,000 it needed to be. I'm gonna move to the next location. I'm pretty sure Skids has that shit handled. Again, horizontal road text. We get +1 to all evade test. Enemies here gain retaliate, lose alert. Pretty cool. Don't care. Do I want to play anything or just move again? I'm just gonna move again. This one didn't feel like spawning clues. Would you like to if I make a new one? No? Okay. This has 2 Shroud, 4 clues. Enemies with the Ken trait gain swarming 1 while at this location. Terrifying. So you can get a swarming Celestial Emissary, huh? Oh no. Oh no. That should say non-elite Ken. I'm about to draw 6 copies of Living Failures. It's written in the stars. The easiest 1 in 33 I've ever seen. But first, let's do this. I think I do want to gamble before my turn, get more money. No, I can do it after my turn. I swing at this guy, base 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2. That's just good enough. Like I said, 6 to 2, it's just good enough. Sometimes it's harder than you would expect it to be. I walk up at least once, I'm falling behind Diana. Going up a second floor seems like a bad idea. We play Hard Knocks. I was really hoping that you would just somehow fall under them. I wasn't really sure why that's what I thought would happen. Alright, swing, swing, move, hard knocks, done. Enemy phase, I hard knocks, I high roll. That's +4. I got lucky to be greedy, I bet the full 3, which is actually betting 6 because I'm a high roller. Cool, we get the full 6 back, and then we make 3 off the bets. Upkeep, upkeep. Standing others will be nice if Skids can catch up. 8 to 12 Doom. Cider. How do you pronounce that first word? Because it's obviously not sidereal. Sidereal? I've got no idea what that is. I've never seen that word in my life. Anyway, Flux. It's going to attach to a cathedral location without an existing copy, so I can basically put it anywhere I feel like. While it is attached, all other cards in the same row gain the kindred. I don't know what this means. I just know we're all aliens. I'm gonna throw it down here. You're a cathedral location? Cool. I could put it, yeah, anywhere. Even the top, but I'm gonna put it down there. Don't know what it does yet. Hey there, Skids needed to catch up with you anyway. It's fine. It doesn't actually care, right? Yeah. I walk up. Do I want to gamble first? No. I want to walk up. I am going to do the book test with well connected. +3. 3, 4, 7 to 3. It's not the best, but it does pass. You can have these. This guy leaves. And we get an insight out of the bag. I'm going to move to the next location. I hate this place. I want to be out of there so fast. Alright, same text as the last ones. 2 Shroud, 4 clues. Let's get those clues over here because once again they didn't spawn. And we go to interlude the sky and the cosmos. A lot of text. There's a doc in there. The Dr. Hamatani is going to interplay here. Everyone here tests foot 3. I'm not great at that thanks to the ash and blood. And if I fail, she hits me. Real question is, how hard does she hit me? I assume she's not massive, so she'll be engaged with me, unless she's aloof. She's not. She hits for 1-2, you say. I have base 2 foot, up to 3 from Gios. 3 to 3, huh? I go up to 1-2 here. My horror's okay. The big thing I'm worried about is not evading her after this. I've gotten lucky. I'm just going to test this straight. -1's a fail. I lucky that one. I don't know why I flipped this. I moved, tested, moved. That's all I've done. Anyway, lucky passes it. I don't get hits. Then we do the evade, which was what I was thinking about when I flipped that. I was thinking prevent damage by taking a test with foot. Here, we need to pass. We can't use skills because of Gios. We should read this person. 3/6/4, Hunter, Alert, Retaliate. +1 to fight for each card with the kin trait at her location. So she'll get +1 to fight from this Gios. So she's actually got 4 fight right now. Test book 4, if you succeed, plays a resource from the token bank. If you fail, she attacks you. As always with this happens in Edge of the Earth too. I feel like if there's a test like that where if you fail, she attacks you, it should say, if she is ready, she attacks you. Otherwise, like, what the hell is the point of foot characters, right? Are they only helpful if you're trying to kill the boss? Why can't they be helpful if you're trying to use clues? Anyways, if we somehow won 4 consecutive book tests, we could put her in the victory display. I think we're just gonna kill her. Now, I could evade at 2, 3, 4, 5 to 4. Or I could swing at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. And we're all very much like the we gotta kill her train, so 8 to 4 it is. That'll be 2 damage. Now, I will also mill the top 2 cards in my deck. Goodbye, Dirty Fighting. Diana, please help. I don't have a dodge or a deny existence or anything like that. I do have a hammer being swung at 5, 6, 7, 10 to 4. If I miss, do I kill Skids? He'll be fine. I can play Hallowed Mirror if I pull an auto fail. He's not gonna take it. Yeah, it's fine. I was briefly very worried before I realized I just absolutely didn't care. This interlude just ends with her showing up. There's nothing else, right? Cool. And when I kill her, what happens? Advance. Cool. Alright, I was briefly very confused. I went to Confession and I just flipped over the whole agenda deck and got R2. Let's actually just like flip it over correctly though. We defeated her, so we get that text. Anyway, either way, you read the last bit, I assume. That should say something there to make it obvious that you do. Then put the hidden lift into play to the left of the blood healing laboratory. Honestly, fuck that. There's so much text on this already. Just leave it as is. It's easy enough to intuit. Well, apparently I was supposed to pick one of each at random, I'm guessing. If I printed this card, I'm not sure I could even read the text on the bottom. It's so tiny. Anyway, these randomly attach to the 4 locations that aren't the healing laboratory. So, top, bottom, or lower rather. I guess I'll put this on the other side. And we go to the Sacrament of the First Vicar. It has the horizontally adjacent location on the same floor connected text. Don't they all have that text already? Oh no, it gives them the 4th floor trait. Okay. As additional costs to reveal the reverse side of the portrait of the First Vicar, you must possess the red key. If the contact chamber is revealed, advance. Attach the blue key to the hidden lift. Spend 1 resource, move hidden lift, and all of its attachments to left of any cathedral location. This isn't helpful. The idea is you can ride the lift up and down to save actions, but I have to get in the lift, then lightning bolt the lift down, then get off. So if I'm only traveling from unless I'm traveling more than half the building, it has to be 3 or 4 moves to help, and it starts up here without me in it. I think this needs to be attached to your location and not its own location for it to work. I won't be using that. That's a waste of my time. Now, if I had to guess, 3 face down keys. I'm guessing that each of these gives you a random key on the back of it, except for the one that you need. Our turn's over, though. We just barely managed to kill that person this turn. We're definitely not good on hand size. I don't imagine we're playing this Lumen Flower Keepsake. Our basement's full. We have huge head numbers. I'll still need economy, but I feel like I'll toss the Cyclopean Hammer. I'm not really sure what I should be tossing. Anyway. Top of the round, 9 up. It is 12 Doom, right? Wait, I thought this had, plus players Doom. Did we advance that? Did I flip it? Oh. At some point when I flipped this, I flipped all the way to R2. I just, put the whole stack, and I moved the agenda. Yeah. This is 12 Doom. And the next one is 8, apparently. I confused myself quite dearly. Anyway, I might have just clicked that twice if I did. I don't care. 10 of 12 Doom. I'm just glad that they're not in the location that gives them swarming. Anyway, I milled my entire deck. I can't mill the 6 cards it wants from me, but I guess I'll live. Over here on Diana, we get the Celestial Emissary. There's apparently a lot of them. I'm not really sure that makes sense, but okay. Yeah, Celestial Emissary is the specific boss one, right? There shouldn't be a lot of these guys in the deck. I don't know if I like that. He also does feel sort of like a chump, so I kind of like that. It's a bit off-putting, but I don't know that it's actually a problem for me. Anyway, these guys have 3 health. It's kind of a lot. I mean, I do just have 4, 5... Well, I'm not there yet. Let's gamble before our turn. We watch this. We bet 3. We bet 6. We tap well connected. And we just don't auto-fail. It's the easiest thing in the world. We go up to 21. Black Fan comes online. Now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. No, 7 to 2. We're going to go first. Swing. 2 damage. Swing. 4 damage. Swing. 6 damage. Swing. 8 damage. 1's left at 1 health. I'll mark that one. These 2 are going to be removed from the game once they finally finish dying. Diana, do you want to help out? You look a little bit busy. I'm really glad we were not at this location that gets them swarming. Holy shit. I'm going to swing at my own guy. He's very dead. I'm going to engage this other guy just in case I manage to make Skids die, and I'm going to swing. I'm pretty sure I'm at a cathedral location, right? Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this squid just a -3 that doesn't really do anything for most of the scenario? That's a really soft squid. Anyway, that guy's not discarded. He's actually dead. That's both of our turns, but we got through the biggest pile of enemies you're going to see this scenario. Another horror goes on to Lonnie. We don't need the Spectral Razor. I'm about to cut this. We don't need them at all. And we're good on hand size, just barely. 11 of 12 Doom and Evil cards. You don't know what you're doing, buddy. You need to be somewhere else. Spawn any connecting location. The conductor of the choir is Hunter. At the beginning of the enemy phase, add 1 curse token in the bag if you would be defeated and there are any cards that can trait in play. I see. I get it. Well, he's shuffling into the deck because a location is currently a Ken traded icon. I don't think he's leaving. I think he's here for good, and we're gonna be tripping that guy. I really like this enemy. Like the design with turning your stuff into Ken and then slowly you find more and more shit that just like makes it terrible. I really like that. I think we might let him come to us and slap us for horror. I wish I had a deny about it. I wish I had a bandolier so I could play my knife and use the dodge. There's a lot of different ways I could easily solve this, but none of them are currently available to me. If I get quick thinking, I can do this. There's a timing window in the enemy phase. It normally only comes up for Luke. Hunters move, they go to you, they engage you. Then you get to do stuff, then they hit you. I can gamble before he hits me. I can search my deck with quick thinking to find it guaranteed. I gamble, and then I dodge him during the enemy phase. There's a solution to this. Okay, we're not going down. Diana's going to engage to make sure she doesn't kill Skids. Don't you dare. That's really good. That's really good. I think we just take dodge to make sure Skids doesn't randomly die. I've had worses for me only. Word of Protection's definitely the best card to get back. Skids ain't gonna die. Skids is fine. This guy's dead. Last action, I'm gonna play Stand Together to give Skids some money to help him out with his stuff. Get it out of my hand. Probably should have considered playing, what's it called? Second Rosary or something like that, but oh well, we're here. Oh, I don't play Stand Together. Yeah, sorry about that. I test Ashen Affliction, it's kind of important. At 1 million, the numbers are very high. Get out. Please stop milling his old deck. Okay, so all Skids needs to do is do a single really successful check. This is a 2-shroud location. We're currently up 2-3 to that. We can't commit Savant. We don't want to use Well Connected here. We kind of have to. I didn't really think this out. I need Well Connected for the dodge. Okay, yeah, no, the play. I did that wrong. We're taking the dodge and using the dodge. I didn't realize that my plan involved using Well Connected twice. Oh, that's right. I have the upgraded Well Connected. Yeah, everything's fine. I Well Connected and Investigate. That was already up 3, now it's up 8. Squid, -3, I'm out of Cathedral. Search the top 5, don't you do it. Easy game. I also get a clue, I technically need this. Honestly, I'm gonna Investigate up 3 several more times. That's a buried pass, that's a pass. That's a pass. Like, I'm just up 3. 2 Shroud is a very low number. This is the thing I keep saying about Tony, where eventually a character just accidentally becomes a cluever. Enemy phase, he hunts. Lightning Bolt window, I gamble. And I think quickly. And I commit Savant. My lowest stat right now is 3 in my head, isn't it, because of this. So I'm getting robbed a little bit there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 0 baseline. Gonna be honest, if you're not high rolling, are you even trying? Now I'm gonna be up 7 to 0. I'm gonna actually gamble 7 to 3. I'm gonna commit on the land to make sure it works out. Can I play this outside of my turn? No. No, I cannot. I didn't even get the good version of On the Lamb. It's just so bad that I'm still like, I'll just commit it to skills, it's fine. I mean, it's true, it's just emergency cash with this ability, right? Anyway, don't autofill me. Oh no. Okay, good. We get our money back from High Roller and the gamble, and we win the gamble. We get an action from Quick Thinking, just the one, but one's all we need. Before we continue, we take out this insight. We evade. We evade with both charges of Hard Knocks. We spend 3 resources, or is it 2? We spend 2 resources and Well Connected. 5, 6, 7, 13, and then down to 12. 12 to 4. Not even once. However, I did forget one important thing. He mills a card. Bye, Manual Dex. You're a really good card, but I'm not playing you today, I guess. Anyway, that's it for us. Upkeep phase, he comes right back. Do I just want to kill him? He's pretty easy to kill. I'm gonna kill him. We can evade him later. Hey, Quick Thinking. I don't think we need these stand-togethers anymore. I think it's become apparent that the economy has handled itself over there. Honestly, even emergency cash on its own is fine. I don't need more economy. I've got my stuff in play. 12 of 12 Doom. Evil cards. Not quite. Back of the agenda. Everyone test head 4. Each investigator that fails gets a sidereal flux. I've got no idea how to pronounce that first word. I don't even know what it comes from. Sidereal, relating to constellations. Not the sun or planets, though. Gotta be specific about that. Well, we're gonna take this test straight up over here, right? What's the phrasing here? It's not a treachery card, it's an agenda, so I don't really care. I do think I need to clear out all the Ken cards. I think, I'm just gonna go ahead. Ebrietas gets stuff based on the Ken cards, right? Like, that's what's gonna happen. If any cards other than Ebrietas have the Ken trait, she cannot be damaged. I really enjoy the force. Ebrietas does not attack during the enemy phase or provoke attacks of opportunity if she has no damage on her. It's just really appropriate. I like it a lot. Okay, so you get rid of all the Ken cards you have, and then you can hurt Ebrietas. In addition, she now takes an additional damage every time she would take damage. It's the buff Occult Lexicon always needed. She has a huge amount of health at 9 plus 2 players, coming out to be 13 for us. But with that debuff, she'll go down pretty fast. Okay, so we don't need to kill all of the stuff. We need to be concerned with our stuff, but the Ken on the map mostly affects other people, it feels like, not necessarily Ebrietas. It's probably going to be on her location or something, isn't it? I'm not going to look anymore. We'll figure it out. Oh, right. We were taking the test, the forehead test. We're at 4, 5, 6 to 4. Glad I didn't try. And over here, are we getting another copy? I mean, of course we are. Yeah, that's a fail too. But it does get us a recognition, which I can't wait to be like, if you have 20 or more recognition, the boss has 18 fights. I feel like it's eventually going to be a bad thing. Like, it's just going to be really, really bad at some point. Anyways, we're going to get out 2 more copies of Flux. Sidereal Flux. I looked it up. Anyway, it turns out the bottom half of this place is just made of aliens. It kind of sucks. Anyway, evil cards. The Lumenwood Covenants. I get -1 health, -1 sanity, +1 head. I gain the Ken trait. Test brain 4 to discard this. If you fail, add 1. Alright, we need to get rid of that one for sure. I think Diana's just playing Doctor for a round. You know, assuming that doctors beat people to death. If that's like a normal part of what they do, she's playing Doctor. Dude, we're getting swamped. There's so many enemies. If we shuffle this guy back in, he probably won't be back for a while. How do you open these again? You spend player clues. We currently have 6 clues. Are they all on Skids or just mostly on Skids? They're all on Skids is a lie again. Get off of that. Stop that. So Skids can go open anything other than the Vicar. The Vicar needs the red key. Skids has to help with this so Diana can help him, and then we can be good and go down. First, though, Skids is going to gamble. Watch this. High roller as well. Been thinking about it. And, what else do we need? What else do we need? We need hard knocks, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3 beats the whole bag. We actually didn't need to flip the second hard knocks. That was just objectively wrong. We get back to 24, and we climb up to 30. Next, we go ourself. I'm feeling real greedy for actions right now. I really want to get this done quicker. Do I need her help to clear these? Wait a second. Well connected, test your own shit. Ready it, test. I don't need her. Infinite. The number's 1,000,000. Get out of here. I spend 2 resources. Ready it, infinite. The number's 1,000,000. That's only -2. Get out of here. Like, this well-connected's just out of control. I have so much money. Was that only 2 actions? I gambled, and then I tested both of those. I was wanting to help her, but she doesn't need help. Like, this is her job. She has a Cyclopean Hammer. She's better at fighting at this point. I've never... Oh, I did draw my dirty fighting. Nice. Nice. I do feel like this deck really does want to haste. I just didn't know what to cut for it during the upgrade, so I got Streetwise instead. I'm going to move twice to get over the hump of this location. Anyway, good luck fighting her. Or fighting them, I should say. First swing, 1,000,000 to 2. Okay. You can go into the deck, because there are a lot of Ken cards around, and we can take out another Insight. Then double swing here, it does just take 2 swings, unless I have a Spectral Razor, which I do not. That's a hit. That's a kill. Do you do something when you engage? No. Alright, that's it for us. Upkeep phase. Hey, Mob Enforcer, how are you doing? Hey, we can eat some eyes. Good. Anyway, 1 of 8 Doom and Evil cards. The Marian Doctor is back. Amygdalin Massacre. While it's in my threat area, fighting and investigating cost an additional action. During the upkeep phase, discard a random card from your head instead of drawing a card. Discard this. Terrifying. Yeah, what if no, though? What if, like, we just didn't do that? What if instead, we don't lose a resource because we get it back, but we do draw a card. What if we just did that and killed the card instead? Because I don't... Here's my turn. I moved twice. And this isn't as good as I was hoping it'd be, but I still Rite of Seeking. It's just efficient. Number big. Cool, I get both clues. And I'm going to spend these 2 clues in addition to Skids' 2 clues. This should be a lightning bolt, right? Oh no, it's actually not even as a group. You can't spend them unless you're all on one person. I think in almost every single modern scenario, this would be spend 2 clues as a group, or investigators at this location spend 2 clues. Being forced to have them all in one person is like not a thing that's very pleasant to experience, as we're seeing now. Anyway, over here we need to deal with some people. I do want to spend a resource and get rid of this, because I just have to eventually. 3 is not a clean number for me to deal. This might just be 4 swings. Before I go, I want to gamble. I'm just doing a tiny gamble up to. 1, 2, we're good. Get my money. Without dirty fighting, I don't feel great about killing these guys. That's silly, right? 4, 5, 6. 6 to 3. Like, the numbers are good. It's just swing twice at Thumerian, and then we do this parlay. We do the parlay first. No, we swing twice first, because we're going to well connect it on the swing. We're going to fight, fight, move, get rid of this. Yeah. Well connected on the first swing, so it's 1 million. I don't really feel like I need to spend that. I'm going to use this to pass by all tokens on the second one. He's dead. We spend 4 resources. Can we trip him instead? He's got Prey Skids only, right? We just trip him and keep going? No, we gotta kill him. We gotta kill him. We have to kill him because we're actually not even moving. We are out of actions and we want to do this. We reveal the reverse side of this. Oh. Yep, this is exactly how I thought it was going to work. We have a new location with a random set-aside key. And as an action, you exile a non-signature weapon from your deck. Search the collection for a weapon card of equal or lesser experience that adheres to your investigator's deck building rules and add it to your deck limit once per game. That's not text. I've thought about it really hard. Anyone who needed to buy an experienced weapon bought the experienced weapon they wanted. This is like a thing that would be cool if you intended a campaign to be a tutorial for new players so that they could realize like, hey, I want to try out another weapon. But I can't imagine anyone who's experienced with the game ever having any use for this. Anyway, it gets a random set-aside key, face down. That's it for us. Upkeep phase. Brother Xavier finally showing his face. Not playing the second Holy Rosary. Am I greedy enough to throw away Hallowed Mirror? I feel like I need to play like Emergency Cash Xavier this turn. I'm greedy enough to throw away 1 copy of a clue finding spell, I guess. God, they're both so good. I'll throw away Clairvoyance, though, because it's not level 5. Now, top of the round, 2 of 8 Doom, running out of time, evil cards. Pale Blood Sky, test 3 head if you fail. Drop X of your clues, where X is equal to 2 more than the number of insight in the display. So currently it would be drop 4 clues, no thank you. Or, put this card into play next to the agenda deck. While it's in play, investigators cannot move from location with clues on them. At the end of the round, you lose a copy. There are no clues on our current location. I don't invest anything in this test because it doesn't matter. I have the kin trait until the end of the round. Oh, I really don't like... Okay, wait, no, we're good. I was gonna say, you could get that and make Ebrianus invincible on an autofail, but by definition, you haven't drawn that on an autofail. Anyway, we're all aliens for a round. It doesn't do anything, really. Stop drawing that. It's fine. I just move and investigate with Rite of Seeking. It's my whole turn now. I forgot to discard the other one, apparently. And then I discarded both immediately. Okay, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna go first on Diana. I move. I double action thanks to Nightmare, Rite of Seeking. Cool. I get both clues. I lightning bolt up the key. It's the red key. Which one do I need? Isn't it the red key? Oh. This isn't a victory location. We're done. We just saved a lot of time. Alright. You must possess the red key, so they can't get it. You can only give infinite keys with an action. You can't take or trade any. I'm just getting ready to fight Ebrietas, I think. I spend an action to shuffle Gias into my deck. You just need to play any arcane asset to get rid of yours, or just spend an action to get rid of it too. I play Dirty Fighting for 3. I have a Charisma in this stack of permanents. I'm going to play Eileen for 4. I don't want to walk up. I'm going to play my Trench Coat for 3. And then I'm going to do this at the end. I'm a Well Connected for a much lower number than I originally would have. I'm going to bet 3 at +4, which is still good enough. Still good enough. I honestly lost count of where I was in the money. I was at 17 and I bet 4, I think, so I should be at 21. I could have just used these as well to guarantee I pass in case of anything else, but it's not like there was anything else. This goes away at the end of the round, right? Right? That's what it says? Sort of. In the upkeep phase, instead of drawing this card, you go back in my deck and I shuffle, I discard something. Is it a random card? I hate this. This is not a fun mechanic, it's the one on the right. By Promise of Power. I don't like anything that says discard random cards. It's just, I as a player hate that shit so much. End of the round, this goes away. No one moved from a location with a clue, we're good. Normal upkeep over here, Gias is back. 3 of 8 Doom, we're making great time now, evil cards. I think this is Hypogean Snatcher, I've got no idea how this first word's pronounced. I do know this one just means underground though. Anyway, 4-3-2, Retaliate, Alert, Hunter, most ally assets in play. If it attacks you during the enemy phase, test with 4. If you fail, shuffle an ally in your play area back into your deck, or remove an ally in your deck or discard pile from the game. Yeah, we can just beat him up, he's fine. And over here, hey, they're back. We're just hitting them this time, I think. Okay, is this deck actually just like still filled with enemies? What's going on? No, really, it's not. I just keep drawing them. Okay. I swing with hammer, I take 1 horror. There's not really a way around that. And they die, right? Yeah, good. Get out of here. Not shuffling them back this time. We play Brother Xavier as our second action. And we play the Howd Mirror. Man, I ain't no bitch. I play the thing that I'm going to eat as my next action. We got time. That's stupid too. The correct play is to move this way to make sure we're progressing, and Skids can like go fight the boss while I spend all my time playing and healing and eating things. Over here we evade. The number is good. It's 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3, 7 to 2. That's unlimited. Dirty fight plus a million at 2, a million at 2. Dead. I replay my Gias. I think I just draw a card because I don't want to end my turn in the first picker's room. I just want to do this. Like, that's not helping me any, but still. Anyway, as we go into Diana's turn, I'm going to gamble. I don't have time to play this easy mark. I'll high roll. That puts me at 6-0. 3 goes in. Oh. Never mind, scratch all of that. I don't use that. I just bet 3, I well connected at +4. +5, cool. I get everything back. And that was the last insight. They go back in. We're done for the round. Upkeep. Clairvoyance is wholly unnecessary. We're so far past this. 4 of 8 Doom. We do kind of need to come open this door, though. Healing Church Doctor. This is the other person we got. They have the Rose Marinus. Let's go check it out. Hand slot Arcane Asset. 6 ammo, 6 cost. Replenish 1. Spend 1 to 3 ammo. Attack with Brain instead of Fist. Is this Brand of Cthugha? You get +X. Instead of its standard damage, this attack deals X damage. X the amount of ammo spent as part of this ability's cost. This is front-loaded Brand of Cthugha, except it's technically infinite, isn't it? That's really cool. I'm not getting it. I don't care about this either. But it's really cool, and I like it a lot. I'm going to be upfront with you. I think 6 cost is outrageously high. That needs to go down to like 5 or 4. I think this is way too expensive to really afford to play it. And we have another evil card. We were on Skids. It's just nothing but just let me leave. I'm trying to go fight the boss. Alright, I'm gonna swing. It's a million. He dies. Does he actually not die to that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 minus 4. Okay, he does still die, right? 7 to 4? Barely. That doesn't do... Okay, good, that's foot, we're fine. I move here, and I spend my last action to, with the red key. Do I spend it, or like what happens with this? I just need to possess it? Cool. Okay, so contact chamber comes on over here. It gets a random set-aside key, but it doesn't actually matter. That's not what it's about. Triple action. There are no clues out of 4th insight token for the... Holy shit. Also, why is this one sick and this one doesn't do anything? Oh. No. No, you were so good until now about this. This one's gonna be sick, isn't it? Oh, it's not. So both of these suck. What's the other version of Vicar do? Because it looks like the paintings are just not remotely symmetrically valuable. Yeah, this is also very, very good. Just good in a different way. Probably a much better way, I'm gonna be honest with you. Removing a squid sounds way better than getting more recognition. I won't be doing the other ones, so we're gonna take a look at them now as well. Just because, like, you know, they aren't happening. Now, the Headmaster is victory 1 either way, I assume, because we've been doing great with that. This is scattering information around in a way that can be pretty easy to forget, but I don't mind it. Oh no, it's the bottom line. This has Higher Shroud from Ken, and this one has, when they spawn here, it gets the clue. That's really not good. This just randomly loses the victory because you draw enemies that get pulled over here, and there's nothing you can do about it. I really think that needs to be changed to the point that I'm making a note of it. And with portraits of the governess, they both have the same revelation, it's looking like, with the key, and they don't do anything. Okay, so one of them, or two of them rather, come out to be victory 1, and one of them has a really good effect, and I just happened to get that one, I guess. Cool. Anyway, that's the end of Diana's turn. Enjoy your Surge card, buddy. Oh wait, no, that's not what this is. This is the Swarming room. I was thinking of a different room that gave you Surge. I'm not even sure if it was in this scenario. It was in the previous part. It was the location before the Sanctuary. Now, as much as I would like to kill you immediately, it doesn't really seem like the sort of thing happens immediately. I do want you dead, though. I just want to kill all the hunters. It seems like a cool thing to do. I'm going to evade. Do I need to be at 1,000,000? 4, 5, 6, 7 to 4. Up 8. It's not up 8. 8 to 4. Up 4. That's evaded. Dirty fighting. Dirty fighting's just at 1,000,000. I'm not doing the math. Cool. They're dead. I'm going to double move here now as my last 2 actions. I don't really feel like gambling, but I will. Well connected. I just pass. Cool. Now, I was supposed to advance. I forgot to do that. That might, like, really warp my Skids play. I hope it doesn't. Put the Surgery Altar location into play on the right. Surgery Altar. Cool. I'm just going to grab all this stuff and move it over a teeny tiny bit because it's looking like we're going to keep going to the right. Attach a key in your possession to the Surgery Altar. Reaction, if it has no clues or there are 2 keys attached, flip the Surgery Altar to its opposite side. Man, I really want a second key. Oh, wait, I have a second key. You always have a second key when you're coming through here. Cool. Well, I don't actually have a second key. There are like 4 clues here. But that'll be our turns. Upkeep. I'm feeling like the Doom timer here is really coming down to the wire. 5 of 8 Doom. There's still a lot to go. You just keep getting enemies. There's so many. This has Surge. What's the first effect? Test X, where X is the total amount of Doom on the agenda. If you fail, take 1 damage or horror for each insight in the display. There's no insights in the display, meaning that I don't care at all. I test X. Even at -3, that's a pass, and it does something here. I get this Emissary, and he swarms, which is very funny. Location with the most Ken cards, actually. That's still you. The first time I got this, I might have forgotten that there's like Ken cards over here and down here and stuff like that. Wasn't really thinking about that at the minute. Okay, we need to get in here. It's just, awkward. Because of the divination, these guys actually have another health, making it impossible for me to really help with this turn here. Skids can carry some weight on that front, though. These guys don't have Hunter. I dodged them with Promise of Power. There we go. 3, down to 2, up to 6, up 4. Don't curse, don't auto-fail. How dare you? Okay, you're cool again. Thank you. You guys can just stay here. We're not going back. I walk in as my second action. And as my last action, I Rite of Seeking. I'm gonna be really upset when I edit this and find out I forgot to spend a token somewhere. But as far as I can tell, that's just really, really damn good. I get 3 of the clues. Thanks, Promise of Power, letting 3-foot characters evade while at foot penalties. That's just really, really good. No reason not to. I bet first, bet 3 up infinity. Cool, I go up to 31. I swing, numbers are good. Right? Numbers are good, aren't they? They're up 3. I should have flipped one of these. I will flip one of these, even though it doesn't do anything. Anyway, what's next? What's next? We need to be progressing. I need this clue. Number is 4. I'm at 5. 1 buy puts me up 4. Nothing in the deck beats me at that point. Cool. I get the last clue. I also get this key. I need to wait a turn to get the other key from... Oh, no, I don't. We need to attach these. Cool. I'm going to walk in and spend my other action to just attach the key. And then I need to do the same thing on Diana next turn. Going to take a horror during the upkeep phase. As this happens, these guys ready, but we're not going back that way. All right, cool. 6 of 8 Doom coming down to the bloody wire, isn't it? Penitence, Peril, discard cards from top of the encounter deck until an enemy's revealed, test 3 head. That's damage, right? That's damage? We're safe? Not really that safe, but yeah, kind of. Anyway, it shouldn't take us that long to hit an enemy based on what's been happening. Joke's on me. Whoa, what is that? I haven't seen that. Second Childhood. Oh, that's just kind of annoying. Anyway, it's this guy. Glad to discard you. And again, we're not really sure if he's supposed to be getting discarded with this, but I'm discarding him. It seems like what you're supposed to do. Test 3 head. Do I care about passing this? Like, I feel like taking 3 damage is probably a thing worth not doing. Get out of here. I'm not doing math. This gives me +7 right now. Like, I'm done. Speak of the devil. I don't think this actually has any problem because she's not even going in to fight the boss. She's going to walk in. She spends an action to place her key, and we use the reaction to flip it to its opposite side. What's the flip rules? Does it work the same way as the previous scenario, or does it work differently? There are no flip rules here. If the number of clues here don't matter, then it doesn't matter. Audience chamber to the right. I assume that's what this one is? Yes. If a hunter enemy would enter the Cathedral Cistern during the enemy phase and there are no investigators at this location, resolve the keyword a second time. Alright, so they're gonna come running after us real fast. I think that advances. If the audience chamber is revealed, advance. We have Ebrietas, Augur of Ebrietas, Altar of Despair, Bloody Cord. It looks like all that's left is in there. Her going in isn't actually helpful. It's something we already know because we've spoiled ourselves. But that's fine because I don't want her to go in. Anyway, I play this Cord of the Eye because I want to just sit here and gain experience as the scenario ends. It's very funny. As Skids, we flip. I never know if you're supposed to do this first or after the agenda. Ebrietas and Altar of Despair story asset. You and you. Both come down. Ebrietas, as you'll remember, 13 health, 4/3, massive, cannot move or be moved from the audience chamber. If any card other than her here has kin, she cannot be damaged. She has a forced effect where as long as we don't mess with her, she won't mess with us. And if she is the only card at the audience chamber with a kin trait, deal 1 additional damage. Are you kin? The Altar of Despair. Test any attribute of your choice 6. You get +1 to this test for each card with the kin trait at this location, -1 to this test for each card committed. If you succeed, put a resource token on the Altar of Despair from the token bank as an offering. If there are, in our case, 6 offerings on the Altar of Despair, remember that Ebrietas has to complete the ritual and add the Altar of Despair to the victory display. Like, I read this. This is a minimum of 6 tests. We're out of time. We don't have time for 6 tests. And a skill 6 is huge. I think even if this was just 2 players' offerings, there would be no chance that I could do this. And maybe I've just had bad tempo. I don't know. I can't comment on it yet. But right now, this feels like outrageously impossible, and I'm not even going to try. Anyway, advance the act. Everyone test Brain or Foot 4. If you fail, lose 2 actions or take 2 damage. Gross, gross, gross. Actually, not a big deal. Over here, I test Foot 4. I'm very good at that. Worried. Fine, that's a pass. Is that recognition? Not even close. We just got recognition. Over here, it's head. Not really worried. That's not how you test skills. -2, we pass here as well. Losing actions wouldn't have been a big deal, and losing damage on Skids wouldn't have been a big deal. Proceed to Act 5A and 5C. They are both in play. So first, oh no, each enemy with a kin trait gains Hunter. Each enemy with a kin trait gaining Hunter is very scary. My scathing review of Without a Trace from Scarlet Keys might make it sound like I'm worried about this. Scarlet Keys is removing Aloof, which is far easier to play into, and also gives you play patterns to encourage you to cause this problem for yourself. This is just scary. This seems like an appropriate amount of scary with no problem. If we kill her, advance, and if she completes the ritual, advance. Okay, so you can do either, and the second you do either, the game ends. You're not allowed to do both. Good. Maybe for some teams, Altar of Despair is easier. I like that there's a way to kill her without engaging with her at all. And sure, you can be like, the good ending is the Altar of Despair, down with violence, but like I'm really good at violence, man. Skid's first action must have been to walk in here, and I just forgot to flip it, right? I'm engaged with her already. 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. I evade her. That's a pass by 2. You know what I haven't even done a little bit? Use the cigarette case. Like, what card in my deck do I want? This cigarette case honestly didn't need to be here. There was a reason it wasn't in the final list. I wish it were haste. Anyway, dirty fighting. I believe the number is approximately a bloody fucking million. My location's not a kin. The altar's not a kin. You're not a kin. You're not a kin. Nothing hanging around anywhere. It's not kin anywhere. It's specifically here, right? Audience chamber only. It's time to murder. Dirty fighting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 4. Up 5. 3 damage, because I'm getting bonus damage because there's no kin. 3 damage. 3 damage. That'll be 9 of 13 done instantly. As I said, substantially easier to do this. And also, aside from my unparalleled talents at violence, in the game, you have to kill her. Like, that you don't talk to her in the game. I'm just assuming that this is the good thing to do. It was definitely fine in the game. Over here, I don't need any of this. I don't care about any of this. I throw away, I guess I don't need to throw away 1. 7 of 8 Doom. We're fine. We're making it. We gotta kill you first. That's A-okay. And then over here, second verse, same as the first. So, what's the most efficient way to kill you? You got 1 fist. Let's not overthink this. I take a horror. That's perfectly fine. They're dead. Alright, Ebrietas, it's back to you. Evaded a million. I forgot to do the stuff. What was I supposed to do? 4, 5, 6, 7. She's at 3. Oh, it's already passing every token in the bag. There's no curses, right? Yeah. Oh. Dirty fighting. She's almost dead. She's not dead. Oh god. She is dead. Okay, she's dead. Advance. That was a long one. Very close to running out of time. I don't know if that's me like having bad tempo or if the scenario is actually a little bit hard. I tend to worry that if I'm struggling with the scenario, that implies the scenario is very hard. Because a lot of the time I'm playing on standard, I'm like, man, I really wish I thought hard were a fun difficulty to play on. And in this case, I'm like, man, I got first key and I barely won. Like, I am out of time. I know my opening sucked. Like, those amygdalas were rough. I felt like I skipped a lot of turns at the beginning. And I did play suboptimally without meta knowledge, but that just felt really, really tight. That felt very hard to do much better than I did.
So I need to comment on this after editing, because I played this scenario very wrong. There were a couple of minor mistakes that weren't the biggest deal. That's in every scenario, not really concerned about that. Forgetting to remove clues as I go up the tower is kind of a big deal. That means that I got a lot of additional speed out of just cheating and not playing the game right. Additionally, I got first key. I could have had to go down and then into a side room once or even twice more, which is a huge amount of action tax. In addition, I would have to clear the clues because you can't not clear the clues. You have to get the clues each time. I very realistically should have come nowhere close to completing this scenario. And considering that before now, I've won every scenario relatively convincingly, like with Bergenworth, I screwed around for a while, right? But I got full completion. I very easily got the 4 mandatory victory points. And then I went to the wire to get full completion, but with this scenario, there was no additional completion. I came down to the wire with the best possible RNG and cheating. And then the scenarios yet to come, I'm going to continue to have relatively the same performance I've had in the rest of this campaign. So this scenario's Doom Clock feels much tighter than everything else. To the point where, like, I'm very surprised that this team did as badly as they did. Because while we did have bad tempo off the start, this team just does. In every other scenario in the campaign, it's not even close to a problem, right? Like in the woods, we ended with 7 turns left. Our team didn't get a particularly bad tempo opening. We didn't screw around at the start literally forever like we sometimes do. We did do it for a while, I won't pretend we didn't. but we still just like had no time in this scenario. It was so close to failure, and the fact that no other scenario was makes this stand out as being a much tighter doom clock than the rest of the campaign. And in my experience here, presumably too tight of a doom clock. Anyways, that is it. These guys should have hunted over here last turn, it doesn't matter. We progressed this one because we defeated her. In R1, the Blood Healing Church was undone. Increase your recognition by 1. I just realized that I could almost get Ebrietas, or her location rather, the victory here. I mathed it out. I can soak everything by killing Xavier. I have just enough to go in and try. But I have no clue finding assets in play, and I have a Ken card. If I had drawn slightly differently, it could have been done better. But I did play that just like strictly out of order, I guess. How many auto fails would I have needed to get for her to have to come help? She can never come help. She, over here, it would just be swing, get rid of this, and then move. She can never get in. So, well, I wasn't able to get the victory after, like, looking at it and recounting. Okay, look, I have 31 resources. It's not a problem. Every single time, I just forget about it. It's utterly such a non-issue because I have so much money. I just forget the game's ending. Or rather, I forget hospital debts is there because the game is ending and I'm stressed about things that actually matter. Anyway, like I was saying, we can't get this victory. That was out of our reach. However, we did have something we were supposed to do over here. We swing this. These guys deal us a horror. We just soaked 6 horror earlier. Any amount of damage doesn't matter. This goes away. This guy gets discarded. And I take a horror voluntarily. Again, I just soaked 6. I've only taken 2. We're fine. I'm going to exile this from my deck and record Diana consumed the Orphan's Cord, meaning that she'll be getting 2 bonus experience, and in addition, our recognition level goes up again. I'm going to put in parentheses things that aren't really related to any one scenario here, as opposed to putting in an asterisk where I happen to eat the cord. Anyways, we gained recognition, we undid the Blood Healing Church. Eileen didn't enter the Scholar, so we go to R4. Shuffle the remaining story ally assets from the fellow hunters set together and select one at random. We turn the randomly selected ally to the collection along with their quest. In your campaign log, record that they and Dr. Hamatani were killed in Ebrietas' lair. Oh, but I like my allies. I'm gonna remove Cecily from the running. I don't need like a head buff ally. There are other options. Walter's alive, this guy's alive. Her abilities never gotten used. I just want to see what her quest is, so it's gonna be someone else that randomly drops dead. Rip Yanamura, you're gone. Oh, that's rough. Someone always dies, but Eileen is guaranteed to die if you take her option here. Anyway, proceed to R5. R5 says, gain another level of recognition. This number is very high. So previously, I thought like, wow, the recognition numbers are going to be way higher in group stuff. I'm never going to do this. I think that maybe like 4-player groups are just locked into max recognition every time. I don't think there's even a chance of you not getting enough. You have to go out of your way to like use that one Mythos card to dump it if you want to not have it. I think every campaign might be a high recognition campaign. There's just that like the one point at the beginning where I got less than the game expected by a huge margin. We must add the Augur of Ebrietas to one of our decks. Oh, do I not get the cord, or do I get the cord as well? Because Ariana Kuttner fell ill, I will increase my recognition again and get the bloody cord from that. Oh no. Oh no. The numbers are getting out of hand. The numbers they're very high. We're giving all of them to Diana. She can just keep buying deny 5s with this stuff. Anyway, who's getting Augur of Ebrietas? This is probably a Mystic card. 5 costs, hand slot Arcane, ally Great One Ken. I love that this has the ally tag. That's awesome. The Augur of Ebrietas cannot be removed from play or placed under an investigator card. If an effect would cause it to do so for any reason, cancel that effect and put 1 doom on it. Add your head value to the skill for this fight action. Immediately before the attack, you may engage. This is permanent Spectral Razor, but it doesn't get the plus damage. It's a damn shame the 3 damage is mostly what I care about, but it's still very cool. Is this just like arguably better than Cyclopean Hammer? It will sometimes deal 1 less damage, but that's kind of a big deal. If the above fight succeeds, take 1 horror, exhaust it to deal less attacks damage to an additional enemy at your look. This thing is sick. I'm so sad that I don't want to use it. Do I just want to like change my mind and start using this? Fuck the hammer. This has to go in someone's deck. It's going in Diana's then. It was a must, right? Like I don't have a choice to not take it. Yes. I might use this some. If I draw it before hammer, it's just good. Unlikely because it can't be picked up by a backpack, but still. Resolution 8, are we done?
Gurman has bid you to end the nightmare. I'm running out of space for text here. And a Victory X. Was there a Metamorphosis card this time? Did I just forget to do Metamorphosis? No. I think I just forgot Metamorphosis at the start then. That is not correct, actually. I'm gonna go through scenario setup, encounter sets, encounter sets, encounter sets, encounter sets, encounter sets. None of these are Milkweed Metamorphosis stuff. I'm doing a quick skim to confirm that. Then this is Odin Chapel, locations, portraits, information, keys, gather all this stuff. Unless there's like a card I don't know about in the Metamorphosis set that comes back after you fail to kill it or something. If there's like something with all that text, I think I'm gonna make a note that this just isn't possible to be in the scenario though. This doesn't need to be here. I think it's just copy paste text put in every resolution to be clear, but I'm gonna make a note that in scenario 5 there's no way for this to happen. And we get our spoils, but unfortunately we don't really care about the ones we got. We got Yahargul and Church, and the Rose Marinas is neat and all. Oh no. Wait a second, I'm glad I got the Rose Marinas in this scenario, or at least, you know, at the point in time where this scenario was happening.
What if you dual-wielded Rose Marinas and the Augur of Ebrietas? And then you also held a keepsake and a knife. Like, your hands are just full of crazy arcane shit. Oh man, it's really, really cool. It also cost 11 experience. Like, Cyclopean Hammer is expensive at 5. I can't afford all this shit. And it fills an arcane slot. Oh, that's so gross. Wait, so does Augur. Augur sucks. Wait, does Skids use Augur well? I know adding head sounds like a bad thing for a Skids to do. He has infinite horror soak. Gias and Black Fan means his fist and head put together, they might look like 5, but they're actually 9. I get free engage. I'm not putting this here. I'm giving this to Skids. It doesn't make any sense when I'm putting this in Skids and I'm cutting this useless Knuckle Duster. And we're not getting the Rose Marinas. It's way too expensive. Maybe Skids could afford it, but Skids certainly doesn't want it. Double checking the mints is crowned. +1 book is nice for Skids. Horror soak is nice for Skids. The ability to potentially soak horror is really cool, because with Well Connected, I could soak basically any amount of horror. But this is a lot of money, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm not gonna. And I believe that means straight on scenario 6, we'll be wrapping up here, but first, what is our victory? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Couldn't get this room. That one didn't have any. 6. Hey, it's reasonable experience numbers. Even a full clear of this would only have been 7 experience. We're just getting 6. I'm happy to see it. This is a good, necessary toning down of experience. And also, like, at this point, what am I even doing with it? Anyways, that's it for now. I've been rather incoherent. This has been the Bloodborne alpha test. I've been having a great time. Scenarios are running a bit long, probably as much me playing them blind and stumbling through rules as it is me commentating them, as it is me giving feedback. Sorry that the videos are running long, because I know they've got to be. I'm at 2 hours and 20 live. Like, this has been a long scenario. Anyways, if you are liking the videos in spite of all that, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.